Have you ever wondered what it takes to win a princess's hand in marriage? Let me take you to a time when a wealthy king in a magnificent kingdom was on a quest to find the perfect match for his daughter. But this was no ordinary quest. No, the king had devised a challenging test, one that would reveal the true character of those who dared to attempt it. Picture this: the challenge was set high atop a mountain where the king's majestic castle stood proudly. The test? Climb a staggering 500 stairs to reach the castle. But there was a twist. The brave souls who accepted this challenge had to don a suit of royal metal armor. Heavy, cumbersome, and incredibly daunting, this armor was the ultimate test of a man's strength, both physical and mental. Word of this incredible challenge spread far and wide, enticing hopeful men from all corners of the world to try their luck. As they arrived, the sight of the royal metal armor left them awestruck. One by one they donned the imposing suit, feeling the weight of the challenge quite literally on their shoulders. With a deep breath, they took that first step, the metal armor clanging against the stone stairs. But as they gazed upwards, the remaining 499 stairs seemed to stretch on endlessly, a seemingly insurmountable task that loomed ahead. Even the strongest soldiers, the swiftest athletes, and the hardest workers attempted the challenge, their faces etched with determination. Yet, they too were humbled by the daunting task. The air grew thick with doubt as whispers of the challenge being rigged filled the atmosphere. In the midst of all this, a seemingly ordinary young man stepped forward, a spark of determination in his eyes. The crowd scoffed, predicting his inevitable failure. Yet, undeterred, he embraced the royal metal armor and started his ascent. One by one, they took that first step, only to surrender to the perceived impossibility of the challenge. But what about this ordinary young man? Will he surrender too, or will he defy the odds? Stay tuned, for his story is one of true grit and determination. Amidst the sea of failures, a seemingly ordinary young man stepped forward, determined to try. His eyes were not filled with grandeur or ambition, but a simple, unshakable resolve. He was no soldier, no athlete, no esteemed worker, just an ordinary man with an extraordinary spirit. As he approached the mountain, the crowd's laughter echoed around him, their words of doubt attempting to pierce his steadfast determination. But the young man paid them no heed. He donned the royal metal armor, its weight almost bringing him to his knees. Yet, he stood firm, a picture of unwavering resolve amidst a sea of skepticism. Then, he began his ascent. One step, then two, then three. Every step was a battle, every breath a testament to his will. The onlookers watched, their laughter fading into stunned silence. This was no spectacle of strength or display of physical prowess. This was a testament to the human spirit, to the power of determination and the will to keep going against all odds. The young man's journey up the stairs was not swift or smooth. It was slow, laborious, filled with stumbles and near falls. Yet, with each step he took, the armor seemed a bit lighter, the path a bit more bearable. The onlookers were baffled. How was it that this ordinary man could make such extraordinary progress? The young man's face was strained, his body trembling under the weight of the armor. But his spirit was unbroken. Each step was a victory, each breath a silent declaration of his unwavering resolve. The crowd watched in awe, their silence a testament to the power of his determination. Struggling yet unwavering, the young man reached the fourth step, where his legs trembled under the heavy load. The crowd held their breath, their eyes glued to this extraordinary, ordinary man. The journey was far from over, the path still steep. But the young man had made his point. He had shown that it was not the armor that was heavy, but the doubt that weighed people down, and he was far from done. Despite the overwhelming fatigue, he muttered to himself, "One step at a time, I just need to make this one." And so, he did, placing one foot in front of the other, climbing higher and higher. This ordinary young man, who had dared to face the king's challenge, was proving himself to be anything but ordinary. With each step, he was etching a path of resilience and determination into the stone staircase. He was no longer just a participant in the king's challenge, he was becoming a symbol of triumph against all odds. The crowd watched, their earlier mockery replaced with increasing awe. They began to cheer him on, their voices echoing around the base of the mountain, reaching up to where he struggled against the weight of the armor. Their disbelief was transforming into inspiration, their doubt into hope. The king too watched with growing interest. His eyes, so used to seeing failure, were now witnessing a spectacle of human spirit and tenacity. The young man's progress was not just a physical feat, it was a testament to the power of a determined mind. As the young man ascended, the heavy royal armor seemed to become less burdensome. Where others had buckled under the weight, he found strength. Where others had surrendered, he persevered. It was as if the armor was responding to his unwavering resolve, becoming a part of him, fueling his journey upward. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the young man reached the top. The crowd below burst into thunderous applause, their cheers reverberating through the crisp mountain air. The king, moved by the young man's triumph, rose to his feet and applauded along with his subjects. And then, in a voice filled with admiration and respect, the king addressed the triumphant young man. "You have shown us the true meaning of courage and determination. You have proven that even the weightiest challenges can be overcome, one step at a time." As the young man reached the top, the king congratulated him and revealed the secret behind the challenge. The armor, the king explained, was not just a physical burden, but a symbol of life's struggles. And the ease with which the armor lightened at each step signified the rewards of perseverance and a strong will. The king shared a profound message with the victorious youth, emphasizing that life's challenges follow a similar pattern. And so, as the young man knelt before the king, out of breath yet glowing with triumph, the king began to weave his wisdom. "You see," the king began, "the royal armor you wore to climb this mountain was not just a physical burden. It was a symbol, a representation of life's trials and tribulations. Each piece of metal, each link in the chainmail signifies a hardship we face, a challenge we need to overcome." The crowd fell silent, their eyes wide as they absorbed the king's words. The young man too listened intently, the weight of his victory sinking in. "And the magnetic force at the top of the mountain," the king continued, "it represents the power of will and the wealth of experience. It's a force that pulls you forward, that propels you to rise above your struggles. It's the strength that comes from within, a strength that grows with every challenge you overcome." The king paused, his gaze sweeping over the crowd before settling back on the young man. "You, my boy, displayed incredible resilience and determination. You faced the challenge head-on, not deterred by the initial struggle, not swayed by the daunting journey. You took it one step at a time, and with every step, your burdens lightened. You proved yourself worthy, not just of this challenge, but of my daughter's hand." A murmur of agreement rippled through the crowd. The young man stood tall, his heart swelling with pride. He had not only conquered the challenge, but also earned the respect and admiration of the kingdom. This captivating tale teaches us that life's challenges may seem overwhelming at first, but with determination, a positive mindset, and the courage to take one step at a time, we can conquer anything. And so the king concluded his lesson, leaving the crowd and indeed all of us with a powerful message to remember and cherish. So, when life presents its trials, let's remember this young man, his courage, his perseverance, and his victory. Let's remember that the first steps are the hardest, but keep pushing forward, for that's where the true magic lies. Let's recap the inspiring journey of the young man and the profound message of the king. An ordinary lad rose to an extraordinary challenge, embodying determination and resilience. He taught us that life's burdens, symbolized by the royal armor, can be conquered one step at a time. And with each step, the load lightens, showing us the rewards of perseverance. So when faced with difficulties, remember the first steps are the hardest, but keep pushing forward, for that's where the true magic lies. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories, and don't forget to subscribe.